pull it up. Does this work? Oh, there we go. Let's see if we got audio. I do. Cool. All right. So I need to now. What do I need to do now? Now I need to go back to Twitch, find my live stream. Go here and then Discord. All right. All right, we're in. I gotta pull up Twitch on my phone. I am still getting audio, right? Yep, I am. Cool. Where's Twitch on my phone? Twitch on my phone is. I was just using it. There it is. All right, now I need to. Oh, there we go. Hey, I got people in here. I think one of them's me, though. All right. Skip my tutorial. We're just diving right in here. All right. Does chat work? How does chat? Oh. I'm running a test. So, this is my very first stream on Twitch. Hey, there it goes. Cool. Yeah. All right. Welcome to, I guess, welcome to my Twitch channel. I mean, I've done YouTube. I've done YouTube. If you're not from my Discord and you don't know me, I haven't streamed in ages. This is going to be a little clunky right out of the chute, I am sure. Hey, Breeze. If Devers moves to, it's not going to happen. That won't happen. My first follower. Thank you, Breeze. I knew I could count on you, my friend. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to go. It's been, how long has it been since I've done a stream? A year and a half? Something like that. I had my camera on earlier. Let me get that on, too. Why is the camera not working? Why is my camera not working? Video. I had it working just a minute ago. Output. Appearance. Huh, that's weird. All of a sudden, my camera isn't working. I don't know why. It's the virtual camera. I don't want that. My camera. Camera on my computer won't turn on. That's really weird. What will I do first as a pirate? I don't know. I'm just making sure everything works. Everything works correctly. As the bull turns, dropping by to say hi. I won't be able to stay for the stream, but wishing me good luck. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you, that's a name I don't recognize. So are you somebody different in the Discord? Ah, yes. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I don't know how often or how many times I'm gonna do this. Cardinal fan, welcome. How you doing, buddy? Long story short, I lost my job a couple of weeks ago, so I've got some spare time to kill. So I figured I may as well find something to do instead of just sitting on my couch and being stressed. So. Yeah, see, the camera works when I just turn it on. There we go. Is it on now? Is it on now? Is it working now? Nope, it's still just showing. That's really weird. No, I didn't. No, Breeze. I didn't lose the job that I like. I didn't lose any of my broadcasting gigs. I lost my regular full-time job, which ultimately is fine. But it's going to be a little while, I think, before I'm able to land something else. So I've got a lot of spare time these days, so figuring out how to It's the first time in my adult life I've ever been unemployed. I've had a job. I've had a job with benefits since I was 18 years old. So I am now 49 as of a week ago, and yeah, it's the first time in 30 years that I've been unemployed. So yeah, thank you. I hope I find something too. Ultimately it's not a bad thing. It's kind of kicking me in the ass to get out of what I've been doing and into get into sports full time. So um, short term pain, long term reward, I think is probably the best way to look at it. So I appreciate you though. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, dogs are in the off season. Our opening day is May 8th, May 9th, something like that. Um, so yeah, it's still got a couple of months there. Still have a couple of months there. So the beginning of this is gonna be a little choppy. So just bear with me here because I'm sort of figuring out Twitch a little bit. Does it list? It tells me how many viewers I have. Can I pull it up here and see who's actually in the channel? Let's see. Let's go there. Let's make sure the audio is muted. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of fiddle my way or fumble my way through Twitch here this first time, and ultimately this'll, if I can figure out how to do it, will end up on YouTube as a VOD. So I know a lot of people tend to go there to look for this stuff, so that's where it will be. So let's, I guess, jump in here and just go until I don't feel like going anymore. I really would like my camera to work. I don't know why it's not. It's gonna make me nuts now. Why won't my camera turn on? I think it has something to do with, turn it on here and it works. Let's see, settings, camera settings, photo, video. The problem with that is most of, while there are some very talented players in the American Association, out of the park baseball doesn't really doesn't rate them. How do I put it? It doesn't always rate them accurately. Is probably the best way to put it. So I've messed around with it a little bit. Looked at my team. And a lot of the ratings aren't completely accurate. So, but I have played a little bit. I have played a little bit in indie ball and out of the park baseball. It's hard to play it. It's hard to play it realistic because players will sign, like big time players will sign, and then all the players that like you normally would use are like relegated to the bench or released or whatever. So it's a little hard to play realistic, but it's all right. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates. That's who we are playing with here. It's just gonna be a, temporary is the right word. It's gonna be we're gonna run this until Out of the Park 26 comes out. Isn't Out of the Park baseball never realistic? No, I mean I think they do a pretty good job of realism for the most part. So, yeah, so we'll play this probably until 26 comes out, and then we'll see what happens there. Hopefully, I have a job by then and can afford to buy it, but we'll see. All right, so Pittsburgh. Where do we even start? I haven't done anything yet. Like I haven't set anything up. I literally just logged into the game and sort of left it there. So first thing we need to do is go in and set all of the. I do have myself set on cannot be fired. You guys, those of you who have watched me before, know that I don't play these to see if I can, keep from being fired. I just like to play and generate stats and history and things like that. So that'll stay the way it is. What am I doing? I'm going here, league history. We need to change some stuff. You bought Out of the Park 25 from watching me and everybody recommending it. And you've notched 345 out. Well, good. I'm glad we got you hooked. One of us, one of us, one of us. I love it. Show player personality ratings. That's great. Am I getting? Yeah. Who? Me, Breeze. If I can afford it, I'll get it. I've got some other priorities now that I'm unemployed, but if I can afford it, yes. Will I export save? I doubt it. This is just sort of to get me back into the swing of things. And then once 26 comes out, I'll start a new Let's Play. Offline, I'm gonna play. I'll probably play the Red Sox just to give myself something to do, and then we'll do. I'll do something here. I don't know what yet. What else did I want to change? On this page, I don't think anything. Personality ratings, player development, face gen, baseball cards will stay unabled. AI settings, I always move trading up as high as it will go. Ratings weight, what do I do? 40. 40, 30, 25, 10. Is that how I normally do it? I think that's normally how I do it. Or 25, 5. I think that's normally how I do it. This way, the player stats have more of an impact in their rating. So if somebody plays well, they will have they'll have more value. You haven't touched 25 in months. You know what's funny is when did I started getting back into it the weekend before I got fired. I was just like, all right, I feel like playing Out of the Park baseball. So I started a new save with the Red Sox like the Friday night before I got fired. And then, I've been playing a lot of it the last, 2 weeks at this point. So, all right. So AI setting, I think we'll leave hard mode off. Maybe when we get to 26, our first Let's Play, we'll use hard mode. Everything that's coming to 26 was in 25, you play more. Yeah, I saw some of the stuff that Shawnee posted to Discord that they're doing with the updates to player development and the new draft setup, which looks really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know the price has gone up. It's what is it going to be, 50, 55 bucks or something like that. But considering how much I intend to play it certainly will be worth the value. And I can't sit around and do nothing, right? I got to do something that I'm entertained with as we go forward, or I'll go nuts. So, the draft combine looks pretty cool. You're prepared. Well, I think right now it's 10% off if you pre-order, and it's 44, 49, something like that. So I assume it's going to be 50 or 55 bucks. So, all right, league settings. It's all fine. Rules. I always allow trading of injured players. It's just something I've always done. I do need to change the start date of based on potential ratings. That's fine. The rich get richer with discounts. I mean, if one of my problems with Franchise Hockey Manager, and I talked about this in Discord as well, is that it's the same game. Franchise Hockey Manager 11 is essentially the same game as Franchise Hockey Manager 10. So for me, I spent the money on it, and I went, well, this is the same game. That's disappointing. But with the changes that Out of the Park is presumably going to be adding to 26, it's worth the money. It's just worth the money. I need to change the start dates for. Why can I not do it here? Do I have to be in commissioner mode? I want to change the start dates of the rookie ball leagues because they start too late. Maybe I have to wait until spring training, or maybe I have to wait till next year. I don't know. But I want to change the start dates of rookie ball because it always starts too late. So the players you draft end up not playing at all in their first year, which is kind of dumb, but it's okay. Major League Baseball. All right. Anything I want to change here? I don't believe so. AI trading frequency, I'll drop that to low. Yeah, I do. I changed the start dates for the Arizona complex and the Florida League complex. I pushed them back. I think I start them a month earlier. I think they wants to start July 1st or something like that. No, I just pushed the start date back. I push it back a month. They play the same number of games. I just push it back a month so that the rookies actually get a chance to, or push it forward a month, I should say, so that the players get a chance to play. Because I think it starts in May. New display, baseball Dreamland, new display name. Sort of. I don't remember the password to my email address that was linked to the Around the World Sports Twitch page. So yeah, it's a new display name. So we're gonna go with this. This is my handle on Twitter. It's fine. I'm not terribly worried about it. If I had 20 followers over there, if I had 20 followers on that channel, it was a lot. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. How you doing, Baseball Dreamland? I saw you posted. You're doing a video from, was it Out of the Park 21? Is that what I saw? Out of the Park 21, 23, something like that. It was something in the past that caught my eye. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I saw it pop up on my my recommendeds on YouTube the other day. I don't think there's anything else here I want to change. I'm not going to trade for draft picks. Everything here looks good. Financials. I'm not going to change anything here. Yeah, Breeze, whatever the start date is, I just push it forward a month. So I can't remember what the start date was, but if it starts in May, I push it to June. If it starts in June, I push it to July. That way the rookie ball players get a chance to actually play the year that they're drafted. Options. Yeah, and we'll leave automatic evolution on. I guess that's fine. You messed up. You've been smashing all your old stuff in a movie. Should uncheck the alert? Oh, I don't mind. I mean, I got nothing to do, man. So while I'm job hunting, I sit with my computer in my lap and I watch, and I've been watching Out of the Park baseball videos. It's like all I've been doing for the last week. So it's fine. I'm not going to bother changing the names of the awards just because who cares? Here it is. This is what I'm looking for right here. So you go to Arizona Rookie Ball. So you see, Breeze, it says it starts on May 4th. So by the time your drafted players are, by the time you've drafted your players, yeah, I do. Yeah, I haven't lost this. Ultimately, this isn't a bad thing. I have all of my broadcasting gigs. I've got all my side stuff. I've got all my college stuff that I'm doing. I've got, yeah, all that stuff is still there. This is my this was my full-time job. This was the one I did during the day that I've been unhappy at for quite some time. So it's gonna be a bit of a grind here for a while, but I'm not terribly concerned about it. I'll find something. So yeah, Breeze, here, May 4th, I will just push this back to June. I do that for the Arizona complex and Florida, and I can't remember if I have to do it for the Dominican as well. Yeah, you can't. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Dominican starts on June 6th, so that one's fine. Yeah, I just push it all back a month. You've been making better stuff in 24 and 25. I went probably, when did I stop? I mean, I stopped my last video. My last out of the park video was you're welcome. My last out of the park video I think was my San Francisco playthrough, where I just lost all of my recordings, and that was beginning of June. I think it was the last video I recorded, and I didn't really get to do much. You know, I didn't have much free time during the summer between my full-time job and then the stuff with the dogs. So I don't really watch much. I really didn't do a whole lot. I basically worked and slept and hung out with my kids and stuff. So got a little bit more time now, so I'm gonna dive back in. So I think that's everything. I think those are all the settings I want to change. I gotta go here. Change this 20 to 80, 20 to 80. We will save once a month. And I think we're good to go. Look at that, right at 8 o'clock. That's good timing. I jumped in early because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to figure this out or not. I didn't spend much time on it today. I opened up OBS. I messed with some of the settings. I opened up Twitch. I messed with some of the settings. And then in OBS, I clicked start stream and prayed that it would work. All right, so Pittsburgh Pirates. We're finally into the actual game. So I guess first things first, we'll take a look at what we have and figure out what short-term. I always do that, because I always go to the Red Sox and try to, especially now with some of the young talent they have. Not that they would trade, Meyer or Anthony or Teal or anything like that at this point, but yeah, they're a fun team to play right now with the young players that they have. What is that? Oh, I'm in the wrong league. I am in the wrong league. What am I doing? Go back here. There we go. What is happening? Oh, I don't belong to a team yet. Right. Trade reputation. How do I manage that? Hold on a second. I never gave myself a job. Hold on a second. I gotta give myself a job here. Manager's office. No, I did give myself a job. Why is it doing this? It's really weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, I fixed it. How do I manage that? Well, when you aren't playing in hard mode, it's easy, because you get, if you're in the trade screen, you get their feedback right away. If you're playing in hard mode, you have to submit the trade and wait for them to come back to you with a response. And if they don't like your response, it affects your reputation. So when you aren't playing in hard mode, it's easy. You just, you'll keep working on a deal until you find something that works. And then you don't submit the trade until both teams are happy. So that's how I do it. All right, let's start with pitching. I think it's got Skenes in the minors. Yeah, I think we'll probably manipulate the service time. Keep them out until May, just because. Yeah, well, I wish they had been okay with it. Yeah, Skenes is a monster. If he can stay healthy, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But from a pitching perspective, with the big club, Jared Jones is the other good prospect, number 20 in the majors. Last year split between AA and AAA, so he'll be in the starting rotation. Mitch Keller, opening day starter, probably trade bait, realistically. Oof, that's a contract. If we're going to trade him, it's got to be this year. That's definitely a contract. Pitching ratings. Let's do it this way. All right, so Herman, former Yankee, right? Yeah. Three good pitches. Average guy. I mean, a lot of this, scouting accuracy is average on everybody. So we're going to have to look at our coaches and figure out what we want to do there. But just a 1-year contract for Herman. Looked at Keller. Looked at Jones. Luis Ortiz. Another young guy, 25. Ground ball pitcher, which I like. Doesn't have great stamina, but could do worse as a number 4, 50, 55, 50. Stuff, movement, control, 2 good pitches, throws hard. He looks all right. Looks all right. Martin Perez. I love me some Martin Perez. Another ground ball guy. In an older state, you had Domingo Herman. Yeah, and that's sort of the issue trying to play indie ball. And I think Baseball Dreamland probably can speak to that better than anybody else. Is if you're playing an indie ball league, if you're in out of the park baseball, you can, if you're smart with your money, you can go out and sign some players that realistically would never play indie ball. Yeah, I tried to play it with just my guys, like the guys who were on my team last year, and we got absolutely trucked because the other teams were signing essentially full AAA rosters, which is what happens because the players will stay in free agency. You get a 45 overall pitcher, and that might be average to below average MLB quality. You stick him in indie ball, and all of a sudden he's Cy Young. So it's hard to make it realistic. There should be some sort of thing built into like the player background that says like, would Luis Perdomo take an indie ball contract? Because the Atlantic League is easiest because it's the best indie league. I take offense to that. You're probably right, but I take offense to it either way. There should be something built into the player sort of framework that says, would he take an independent ball contract? Because most of those indie guys are making $3,000-$4,000 a month, so it's they're not making anywhere close to big league money. So you get somebody who should be in the majors who maybe isn't in out of the park baseball. He's not going to take a $4,000 contract to play with the Chicago Dogs, but in out of the park baseball he might. The others are more fun because the best players go to the Atlantic League, so you get the leftovers. Makes sense. So that's. I wish it was a little more realistic because I would love to run a playthrough with the Dogs, while the season's going on, see if I could build the schedule and have it match up what they're actually doing and see how they do, in out of the park baseball versus how they do in real life. But yeah, I don't think that's ever going to be really, really, truly accurate. So those are our starters. Obviously, Skenes is in AAA. We'll probably milk that a little bit. No reason to call him up and blow the year of service now. Bullpen looks fine. Chapman is their closer. Probably trade bait again. What are we going to do with him? What's he going to pick up 20 saves this year? Baraki looks pretty good. He's bounced around with Toronto for a few years. Good year last year. Sidearm guy, though, which probably means his ratings are not terrible. He's not great against lefties, or against righties, but that's not as bad as you can see sometimes from a sidearm guy. Some sidearm guys have the ratings are absurd. Ronzi, another young guy, probably should ultimately be a starter. Obviously struggled last year. Home run rate is super OP. Is it really? Oh, random task. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Everybody's color is the same on my phone, so I didn't recognize that it was you. Has there ever been a player from Independent League that did so well? Well, I mean, last year there was a game between the Red Sox and the Yankees, and Cam Boozer was pitching for the Red Sox, and Jake Cousins was pitching for the Yankees, and they both played for the Dogs, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you can Google it. You can Google the list of indie ball guys, but Yeah, there have been quite a few indie ball guys that have gone to Major League Baseball and performed well. A lot of guys like we had a guy on our team, not this past season, but the year before that. We signed him um, out of Coastal Carolina after the draft last year. He played for us for half a season, and then he went to Lexington in the Atlantic League last year. See, they still have him in the Atlantic League. He's a second baseman, not a center fielder. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, these are Peyton Eel's ratings right now. He's currently in AAA St. Paul for the Twins, and he's like the Twins' 22nd best prospect. So, like this is what I'm talking about. Like Peyton Eels is a baseball player. Look up his numbers. He led all of organized ball in on base percentage last year. He's gonna be a big leaguer, and he's gonna play for a while. So yeah, there are some players out there that have played indie ball and ended up playing in the majors. And I'd have to look. I don't think there are any like real superstars that were indie ball players, but there have been a lot of serviceable guys who played indie ball and who are now playing in the majors. So let's see, Marco Gonzalez is, I mean, whatever, 65 stamina. He's got 5 below average pitches, so he'll give us innings more than likely. Jose Hernandez, good strikeout numbers, good fastball, good slider. Again, decidedly average. Honeywell, another pitcher who's decidedly average, but at least he has a couple of plus pitches. Yeah, Eel's a good guy. I've stayed in touch with him over the last year and a half, and he about a week into the Atlantic League season this past season, he got signed by the Twins, started in A ball, moved up to Double A because he dominated high A ball. They moved him to Triple A due to an injury, and then they just couldn't send him down because he didn't stop hitting. So he'll be in the big leagues soon. Yeah, Rocker is different though. Rocker was a negotiation thing. That was right. Yeah, his was a little different. Kyle Nicholas, 25, extreme fly ball, which I don't like. But 3 really good pitches, really good stuff. If we can develop that control, he might turn into something useful. And then our closer, David Bednar, who's probably our best trade chip from a pitching perspective. 3 great pitches, good stuff, good enough movement, good control. 39 saves a year ago, an ERA of an even 2. So that's our pitching staff. As it stands, I mean, we can make changes, obviously, as we get closer. But lineup-wise, batting ratings. So Henry Davis, catcher of the future. Rookie season last year, struggled with the bat. Blocking's not great. Framing's okay. Arm's pretty good. Everybody knows Ali Sanchez. He's been an out-of-the-park baseball kind of meta option behind home plate for a couple of years now. He'll be our backup. First base, we've got Lamb and Tellez. A couple of lefties, which feels awkward. I don't know that Lamb will even make the team. If we've got Tellez, it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to have both players on the team. Nick Gonzalez. Is he a first-round pick? Yeah, 7th overall. I don't know that he's ever going to develop, but, I mean, if he does, 55 contact, 70 gap power, it'd be okay. It's not great defensively, that arm. I mean, we'll hold him to second base. And again, we only have an average scouting on everybody, so we will have to invest some time into that. Brian Hayes, great defensively. Bat is, I mean, if he can give you a league average bat, he's worth it. It's a long contract, but it's not a bad contract, right? 9 years, $76 million. I mean, that's not bad. Even if he is only ever a high-level third baseman defensively, that's not a terrible contract. Jared Triolo, 26. Again, another third baseman, which is great, but where's he going to play? Has absolutely no power, and he's really average across the board at everything else. Not a terrible guy to have around, but I would be hesitant to play him at second or short with that turn DP. Probably just a corner infielder, but with no power. It's kind of a weird player. O'Neal Cruz, I don't know. I mean, he's listed as a shortstop. I don't really think I want him playing shortstop, though. I mean, 45 errors, 60 range. He's going to be really bad defensively. He's probably better suited for center field with those ratings. We got Sawinski in center right now. We'll look at him in a second. We'll get there. Kutch just continues to play for Pittsburgh just over and over and over again. Had a really good career. 300 home runs, almost 2,100 hits, almost 60 WAR. Forget how good he was that first go-round with Pittsburgh. Ryan Reynolds, another decent bat. His contract, again, not super expensive. A little bit longer than I would like, but I mean, if he can give you, 2 or 3 WAR per season? Yeah, I mean, if he can give you this every year, I mean, you take that for 12, 14, 15, whatever. Sawinski, they don't have him listed as a starter. They got Michael Taylor as the starter because he's better defensively. Taylor's probably going to be our fourth outfielder. Sawinski's probably going to be the starter. Power, a lot of power. Strike out a bunch. Not going to hit for a super high average, but he should play pretty good outfield. I mean, realistically, we're not quite there yet, but realistically, it's probably Reynolds, Sawinski, and I mean, if I moved Cruz to center field, I wouldn't have a shortstop necessarily. I mean, he's nothing on the big league roster. So that's our big league roster as it stands. Sorry, we got Tamar Johnson. I mean, he's not a shortstop either. We'll double check the ratings and make sure those are accurate, but 55 range at short's not going to get it done. He's a second baseman. I think he's always been a second baseman, right? Like in every game, he always has similar ratings to this, good contact, good eye, good avoid K, average power and gap power, and he always has second base ratings. All right. So let's, first and foremost, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's get scouting reports on everybody on our big league roster. Anybody who's very high. Hernandez. Scouting reports on everyone. Let's see. Now, let's go here. All players and organization. Skenes, Priester, Ashka. We'll look at some of these prospects in a minute as well. I just kind of want to go through and get scouting reports on some of these younger guys. I mean, 45 is not great. I mean, maybe we stop there. Just get scouting reports on some of the better prospects. I mean, we know what we're getting with Skenes and that sort of thing, but you want the numbers to be you want them to be as accurate as possible, I guess. From a prospect pool perspective, I think we're top 10. We're fourth, but we only have 3 prospects in the top 100. We got Skenes, who we've already sort of looked at. He's a beast. It's going to be tempting to call him up right away. I don't know if I want to, but we'll see. Jones, we've already talked about. He looks really good as well. So we'll have a good 1-2 punch at the top of our rotation with Skenes and Jones at a minimum. And then Johnson we looked at. And that's it. Those are our only prospects in the top 100. Pipeline. Pittsburgh. Bubba Chandler. 21. He looks like he could be okay. The control's not great, but it's an option. We've got Quinn Priester. He's not listed here and doesn't even play for Pittsburgh anymore. He was traded to the Red Sox during the regular season. He's the type pitcher I like. I mean, stuff maxes out at 50 and he ends up at 50, 55, 55, and he's an extreme ground ball pitcher. He could be okay. I mean, he was really bad last year, but let's see if we can build around him a little bit. All pitchers. Solamento, he's 21. Sidearm starter, which I don't love. Yeah, against righties, he's going to get beat around a bit, but he's only 21, so that might change with time. Braxton Ashcraft. He's in Double A, but he should probably be in Triple A with those. Assuming the ratings are accurate, he should probably be in Triple A. But let's see, Sung Chae Cheng, 22. Good second baseman. Again, not a shortstop with that range, but good speed. So it could be all right. All right, but yeah, a lot of these guys. Scouting report on him. No real high-level talent outside of Skenes, Jones, and depending on what you think of Tamar Johnson. So, not a lot to work with. Let's see. Personnel. We got Sherrington. Of course, we have Sherrington. I forgot about that. Our scout is, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get rid of our scout right away, and then we're going to have to go back in, and we're going to have to re-scout everybody. I did just fire him, right? Yeah. All right. Let's find a new scout. Some decent options. I guess they're all the same options that are always there when you fire the game up, right? R.J. Harrison, Lonnie Goldberg, Mike Ricard, Scott Please, DJ Zvilik. We want someone who's good at amateurs. It's probably just going to be Pleiss, right? They're all basically the same. We sign Harrison. We're probably going to have to find a new scout next year anyway. So I think we go Pleiss just because he's 70 years old. I think we go Pleiss. We sign him to a 2-year contract. That way, if there's a better scout at the end of the year, we can go after him instead. But hey, I want to welcome those of you in who are checking me out for the first time, who aren't coming from my Discord. My name's Aaron. My first Twitch stream ever. I streamed on YouTube for a couple of years, and I wanted to get back into it here a little bit. So mostly out of the park baseball with some other stuff sprinkled in depending on how I'm feeling. Mostly out of the park baseball and sports simulation type games. Yeah, so is this supposed to notify me when people follow? I assume there's got to be some sort of I'll have to mess with it. If you followed and I haven't seen it or said anything, I apologize. I truly don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure that out between now and the next stream. So if you followed, thank you. What was I looking at? I wanted to look at my trainer. He's terrible. He's a prevention focus who's poor at preventing leg, back, and other injuries. Okay, so we'll fire him. Find ourselves a new trainer as well. And I think we go the man, the myth, the legend, right? Rick Jameson is the meta, so we'll stick with Rick. Do we want to make any other changes with anyone else on our roster? So Rebello. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Goodbye. We're starting from scratch here, folks. Starting from scratch here. Pitching coach. He doesn't have an excellent relationship with Skenes. I'm not interested. So Marin is gone. The only thing I care about when it comes to my pitching coach is his relationship with Skenes and Jones. That's it. I mean, it's Andy Haynes. Contact. Meh. We can do better. We can do better. All right. Let's rebuild our coaching staff, shall we? Thrilling gameplay here, I know, but these are the things we got to do, right? Pitching coach. Coach ratings. Let's see if my camera's working yet. It hasn't been working all night. Nope, it still has a frozen image of me when I was sitting in my basement testing everything out. It was working when I came upstairs. I opened my computer up, and now it's not working. So I'll have to figure that out in between now and the next stream as well. All right. No, we need a pitching coach. I hope I can find somebody that gets along well with. Yeah, Jones and Skenes are all I'm concerned about. I don't want to sign a 70-year-old pitching coach because he's not going to be around very long. There's Jared Jones there. So Skenes is where? Right there. So Booker is good with both. Huron Burgos. I know that name. Nope. If he gets along, if he coaches power pitchers well, then Skenes, yeah, like it makes sense. Like it says power pitchers, but Skenes isn't listed. It's all right. We'll figure it out. All right, there's Jared Jones. There's Paul Skenes. All right, Nick Childs is our guy. 34 years old. I can get behind that. Let's go ahead and sign him. Let's give him a 4-year contract. Hitting coach. I mean, DeMonte is always sort of the guy, right? And he gets along well with everybody I would need him to get along well with, which is basically O'Neill and Hayes, I suppose. Henry Davis, too. Yeah, we'll go Joey DeMonte. Contact. Ben Johnson is a neutral. We'll go DeMonte. He's got the outstanding development as well. Just making sure I'm not missing any chat. I haven't seen anything come up on my phone in a bit, so I want to make sure that it isn't just my phone, but it appears everything's working okay. So we also need a first base coach and a third base coach. Coach ratings, base coach. Jeff Fry, Bo Jackson is usually the route I go when I'm starting new. All right, so we've signed all those guys. I don't think there's anything we need to do other than sim, and then we'll set our lineups and we'll get started. It's only taken me an hour next week, and I am going to leave Skenes down for the time being. Bring them up in May. Man, my office is freezing. I haven't been in my office in 2 weeks, so I came up here around 5 o'clock or so and turned the heat on up here, but it hasn't been enough. So looks like everyone's going to sign. I have no interest in any of the World Baseball Classic jobs. Child's Place. Yeah, everybody agreed. Okay. So we're going to have to go back in now and do this. I'm going to do it this way first. So we'll just go like that. Scouting reports. Batters. Scouting reports. Then go to organization. Skenes, Johnson, Shore, Brazaban, Priester, Andy Rodriguez, Ashcraft, Chang, Seth Beer. I didn't know he played for Pittsburgh now. There's Bubba. Scouting reports on those guys too. Seth Beer. Oh, he's a Rule 5 guy. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's go. some injuries. Wow, we've got some injuries. Yasmani Grandal, that's a contract I'll probably move. Yeah, let's look at that real quick. Oof. See that? It's from hiring and firing all of our coaches. We're going to have to dig deep into the Rule 5 and into the waiver wire and free agency to find some popular players to bring in because that's rough. Salary perspective, we dropped to $68 million next year. I mean, Oliveris probably doesn't come back. Josh Fleming probably doesn't come back. I mean, that frees up $4 million right there. Marco Gonzalez will obviously, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of money come the offseason because our payroll is gonna be down to about $40 million. So we'll see if we can do anything with it, but our payroll is going to be down around $40 million, so it's not terrible. We'll go ahead another week and then see if there's anybody we can call up or anybody that we should call up since we don't really have spring training in year one. Skenes is staying there. Brady Feigl. Hey, an indie ball guy. Played for the Ducks and the Lexington Legends and Fredericksburg. I don't know what Fredericksburg is. Anyway, we were just talking about indie ball. Maybe not just, but we were talking about indie ball. It's a lot of average in AAA, which is to be expected. We'll just leave it, but we are going to disable the promotion on Skenes. Johnson, Priester, Ashcraft, Chang. Ashcraft probably starts in AAA. Chang will start in AA. Priester, he's 23. I'll start there too. Johnson was in high A ball last year. That's fine. You can start there. Bubba and Po Yu Chen. Them. Do we have anybody? We have nobody in the international complex as of yet. So, you ever think you got a TCR player only to realize you've had rating? I've done that. Yes. I'm like, why is he all of a sudden 80s across the board? Like, let's just take Nick Gonzalez, and then go to A ball. It's like, whoa, Nick Gonzalez all of a sudden is an absolute monster, and why? And it may take me a second, but yes, I've absolutely done that. All right, so we're almost at opening day, so I guess let's set our stuff. I mean, everything looks, I almost would rather have Ronzi in the rotation versus, put pitch count on Keller. Let's drop Jones to 100. The rest of these guys I don't really care about. They can destroy their arms for all I care. It doesn't make any difference to me. Set the bullpen. It wants Chatno. It'll be a setup / specialist, I guess. Yeah, it looks fine. Bednar is the closer. Gonzalez, he was the other one with the good arm. We'll use Gonzalez more. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll just see how it goes. Like, where did this guy come from? Yeah. Yep, 100%. So I'll show you. So this guy here had, by WAR, the best season in the history of the American Association last year. He missed the triple crown by 1 home run. He hit like 350 with 28 home runs and like 103 RBIs in like 95 games or something like that. It was like 18 for 18 in stolen bases and was an absolute monster in the American Association last year. But even those ratings don't do him justice. But yeah, like you can look at someone like this. He's not a left fielder. He's a first baseman. But you look at someone like this, and then you wonder why all of a sudden his numbers have jumped, and then you go, oh yeah, right, drop it back here, and you could be like every commissioner in an online league and do that. So S plus development charts become. I haven't played online. I dropped every online league I was in. I stopped playing altogether back in the fall. I'll probably start up again, depending on how this job hunt goes. But yeah, I stopped. I dropped every single league I was in, and then it turns out. So I was in one league as the Red Sox, and I guess they, the year, like I dropped out middle of the way through the year, and they won the World Series that year. Of course, they did. And then I just random task just got bumped from BLM. Like literally, like earlier this week, Alex finally kicked me from the league. I hadn't been in it in months, but they hadn't found a replacement for me yet, so that I was just in Slack still. I had people making me trade offers. I'm like, I haven't played in months, dude. All right, so our lineup. Who's our leadoff hitter? This is pretty grim. We don't really have a leadoff hitter. I mean, I would probably put Sawinski there just because of the batting eye. He didn't strike out a ton, but yeah, let's be a little crazy. Let's go Sawinski as our leadoff hitter, just because of the batting eye. Our number 2 hitter. I don't want to go lefty though. That's the only problem. I don't want to go Sawinski and then Cruz. We go Sawinski then Hayes. I mean, Hayes is not a great hitter against. Yeah, we'll do that and then this. Or do we put Reynolds in the number 2 spot? I think we go Reynolds as our number 2 hitter. We do that. Don't really need a super power hitter. Maybe. No. How do I want to do this? This feels more normal because Reynolds is a bit better power hitter, but I think I want to do this. I want to do that. Alex started recruiting a bunch. Dan from Hayes joined one of your other leagues. You hear from others there, probably on their way out too. SSB is opening. SSB is still going. Who took over after David stopped? I knew Dave was backing away from the commissioner's role. Tellez at first. Cut. You took over? Oh, no kidding. Okay. All right. Well, I might have time to play if you've got, depending on what teams are open. Where's McCutcheon going to play? Stick him in left and Reynolds. I mean, this is going to be a terrible defensive outfield. He's left and center. Sawinski. Maybe we do 50-50-50. This is going to be ugly, man. Ugly. Sort of. It's me and someone who does almost all the sims. Cards are a playoff team. The ABL is openings too if you want to come back. I don't want to get too involved in other stuff while I'm currently unemployed. You know what I mean? Like, I need to spend time focusing on the things that I need to be doing, to find myself another job. So it's a possibility. I think we'll do this. We'll move him to right, him to center, and then him to left. And McCutcheon will be the DH. I think we do that. Then second base will be Gonzalez, and Henry Davis will be our catcher. Generate the depth chart. Sanchez starting every second game. I don't want Taylor in there every second game either. I can find a job soon, I might be eager to get back into it, but it's hard for me. I'm only doing this now because the first 2 weeks that I've been looking for work, if I am not actively job hunting, like I feel like I'm being lazy. Like if I'm not spending every minute of every day trying to find a job, like I feel like I'm being lazy, and that's going to make me nuts. So I had to find something to do to sort of occupy my time, so I didn't have to feel like I needed to be, scrolling through, Indeed and ZipRecruiter, 12 hours a day or whatever. So SSB is a modern league. Yeah, SSB is a lot of fun. I was in that for, I think since the first season. I ran the A's. They're in Portland now. At least they were when I left. That was a lot of fun. Just didn't have time to do it. Did not have time to do it like I would have liked. All right, so against lefties, we're going to make Kutch our leadoff hitter. Taylor's a better hitter against lefties, but I don't really want to take Sawinski out of the lineup. Why is he making he's a minor league contract and he's ARB eligible after this season? Tellez probably can't hit lefties, right? Yeah, he's not great against lefties. So Oliveris up there. Do a little something like that, I guess. Sure, why not? Generate depth chart based on the starting lineups. Cards are absolutely not a playoff team. Are they trading Arenado? Is he going to get traded to the Yankees? The Red Sox sign Bregman? So let's get to opening day. Stay respectable on the field. Top 100 prospects. Skenes is fourth. Oh, that's right. They play the games. There's the games in Korea or Japan or wherever they are. Man, my office is cold. Heat's on. Office is cold. Join and live out your GM fantasies. Colin Holderman is probably one of the best relievers we have. Okay. So who goes down to AAA then? The problem with this is that these are all like, I guess it'll be Hernandez because everyone else is like a veteran who wouldn't wouldn't accept a demotion. Holderman up. Make him a middle reliever. He's too stupid to be able to trade him. Sorry to hear that. I know what it's like to have stupid GMs. All right. Do you guys want to watch any of these games, or should I just sim? I mean, this first year is going to be pretty grim, right? Grandal, we're going to send him on a rehab assignment. I don't want to deal with Yasmani Grandal right now. We start with Miami. I think I'm just going to sim. Who cares what happens in this first year? All right, here we go. Game one. We lose 5-4. Oliveris, 3 hits, 2 home runs for Davis. That's not bad. Keller's bad. Our eyes had 3 hits. Another injury, because of course. He's selfish. We're going to send him to AAA as well. Let's just sim a week at a time here, folks. We don't need to do... We got swept by Miami. That's never a good sign. We didn't. So this was a 4-game series to start the year. Okay. Cutchin. doubles. Herman pitched okay. Well, we got to win something. Let's just sim a week. I think we have the 4th pick in the draft. Ugh, 2 and 6. 3 and 6. Hey, Kutch hit his 300th home run. Good for him. We're 3 and 7 right now through our first 10. Nobody's hot. Nobody's cold. We'll just keep going. I'm scared of losing. I had a lot of fun with the online leagues. I didn't think I was going to be into it either, truth be told. I had a lot of fun with it, but there are definitely some things that are frustrating about online leagues. If it's not an active league, you may as well be playing offline. You know what I mean? Like, if people aren't active, then what's the point? I find in a lot of online leagues, the same 4 or 5 people are trading in every league, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but there certainly were some things that I wasn't crazy about. All right, want to make any? I mean, it's too early to be screwing with things, right? I mean, we're 16 games into the season. I think we get to the end of April and kind of see where we are. I mean, I don't want to. I've never been the type when I'm playing these games to just kind of come in here and gut the roster in year one, but just given the way this roster is built with so many 1-year contracts, and I mean, we might be looking at an overhaul here kind of in year one. They got players that are ARB eligible who are bad. We've got team options. We've got some pieces. You would give me your thoughts of John Fisher, but you'd rather keep things PG. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I think especially these 1-year contract guys like Martin Perez and Chapman, and we might see what we can get for them. It's a fair criticism, but you prefer that to the same cheesy trade. Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, that's why I always put trade difficulty on hard. And even on hard, sometimes it feels too easy. Which is why when I do my out of the park 26 save, I'll probably go hard mode with trading. Just, you guys know how I play the game, at least those of you who have watched me before. But I always have the trading difficulty all the way up. When we switch to 26, I'll probably switch to hard mode just to make it a little bit harder, I guess. So I think tonight the goal is to get through the draft. And then I don't know how often I'm going to be able to, my hope is 1 live stream and maybe 1 or 2 pre-recorded videos a week. Again, a lot of it is going to depend on the job hunt. I'm fortunate enough that I've got some friends who are helping me out, and I'm going to have plenty of broadcasting gigs over the next 2 months while I wait for baseball season to start. But I've got to find a job, obviously, so I don't want to spend too much time playing a game. If I can, the reality is that if I can generate a tiny bit of passive income through YouTube, then, it's worth spending a few hours a week doing it, but, we'll see how it goes. In recent leagues, there's been a meta of signing. Yeah. I mean, I saw that right before we ended. There was, in the league where I played as the Red Sox, there was a Japanese import, and he got signed to like a $1.1 billion contract or something. It was like $135 million a year for like 9 years or something ridiculous. I don't remember the exact details on it anymore, but it was atrocious. It's the only way I can describe it. And there were a couple of them like that. And it just, to me, that felt like it was ruining the experience for me because, I mean, like when I was playing as the Red Sox, I could afford a player like that. He ended up going to, I think, the Diamondbacks, and he had to trade everybody else because this guy was making over $100 million a year. It was absurd. I mean, not that what he did was absurd, but just the fact that if you want to sign a stud to a long-term contract, that's what you did. And then it also forced the hands of the GMs with their players because you had to sign your own players to ridiculous contracts because if they went to free agency, you would never see them again. Ladzinski, make him long reliever. We're 7-15. We are terrible. I see 6 WAR guys making $80 million a year. Yeah, I mean, I think I posted it on Discord back when it happened. I mean, I'd have to go back and find it, but I think if you go back and look at Discord, you'll see the picture of the guy and the contract that he signed. It was absolutely ridiculous. Draft pool. I think we have the 4th pick. Ooh, Travis Mazzana. He's probably going to be the top pick, though, right? Draft order. 9th pick. That sucks. Okay. Thought we were 4th. Oh, well. That's no good. Let's play to the end of the month. So, yeah. Hoping maybe 1 live stream a week and then 1 to 2 videos per week. I can probably justify that to myself because that's really the only person at this point I have to justify it to. I can probably justify that to myself, which gives me, 3 videos a week for the next month to try to win a World Series. Who knows? So I should be able to call up Skenes now, right? May 1st is when I should be able to call Skenes up? Or what's the cutoff date? You signed a 70-80 Jap. That's 40 million is not 100 million. Like Alex Bregman just got a $40 million a year contract. Like, you can at least justify that. It's before May 1st, but you're good. So you can justify that. You can justify a $40 million contract. It's 80, 90, 100, 110 that is, to me, you start breaking, and I say breaking realism, but what was Shohei? Shohei was 70 something million, right? All right, so we're at May 1st. I think it's time to call up Skenes. Just, is there anything of note here? No. Mike Burrows. This was a guy who used to be pretty good in other versions of Out of the Park baseball. Well, right. Shohei's getting his $700 million over 30 years, but the game doesn't know how to do anything with that. So I think it gave him like a $46 million contract or something like that in the game. Yeah, $46 million for 10 years. It just doesn't know what to do with all the deferred money. So, all right, pitching staff. I mean, take your pick. I guess we can just send Holderman down. He's been bad. We'll call up Skenes. He will go right into the rotation. Is he tired? He's not. He's ready to pitch. Excellent. So we'll put him in for Herman right behind. We're going to do that. We're going to get him that start here tonight. Keller's out for 5 days. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, I know it's early. I don't want to start making crap ton of trades now, but let's see if there's any interest in Domingo Herman. There is not. If I retain his contract, probably still nothing. Hey, Colorado wants to give us relievers. Cool. Nope. All right. Probably won't make any trades until June. All right, game one of the Paul Skenes era in Pittsburgh. It's a 5-2 win. We've won 3 in a row. Skenes, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks. Most on-line leads cap you to 7-8 years. Some players sign them to deals that have realistic values, i.e. $700 million, be paying over a third of the time, 7 years versus 15. Yeah. Or you get, the ridiculously front-loaded contracts where, you might sign someone to a, 3-year, $120 million contract, but 70 of that 120 is in the first year, or something like that, just because you've got the salary room. So why the hell not? That's a good start to the Skenes era. I like that. Another win. It's 4 straight wins for your Pittsburgh Pirates. Davis, Olivares had 3 hits. Bednar blows the save but gets the win. I know I said I wasn't going to trade anybody, but let's... this is one of the few, actual trade pieces we have. See, I wish that it had updated ratings for these players, because Christian Robinson is a top 10 prospect in baseball right now. There's a very good chance he breaks spring with the big club. So I wish the ratings reflected that. But that's okay. Oh, it's wrong, Christian. I'm thinking of that's Christian Robinson, the outfielder. I'm thinking of Christian Campbell of the Red Sox. Batista's out for the year. I don't even know what I'm really looking for. I mean, offense, I suppose. We've got a couple of pretty good pitchers at the front end of our rotation, and Skenes and Jared Jones. You can fill in the back half because we've got Skenes, Jones, and then Keller and Ortiz. So we can find. So I think our rotation is not terrible. I think it's probably offense we're looking for. Used to love front-loaded deals, but I found myself able to. Yeah, you did that a lot in SSB with when your Mets were really bad. You would sign a player to like a 2-year, $100 million contract and give them $70 million up front or something like that, and then inevitably you were able to trade it. You did it. You did it very, very well. I don't know why I'm looking at pitchers, but I don't think I'm going to make any deals right now. But Luis Gil, unless something absolutely knocks my socks off. Heim wouldn't be bad if I didn't have a young catcher already. Yeah, I guess, if you've got the money, in that first year, if you're sitting on a large budget and know where to spend it, like, why not, right? I mean, you may as well spend it and take advantage of the fact that you've got it, and that allows you to sign somebody great. I think Bednar's probably going to go at some point. This is just more kind of getting an idea of what sort of value is out there for some of these people. What about Chapman? Same kind of stuff. And I can mess around with this. I mean, right now we just got prospects and regulars, but I mean, there's some stuff here, I guess. Nothing really great, but it's not that big of a surprise. All right, let's keep going. Another win. Rowdy Tellez is your player of the week. We've won 5 in a row. The Mets, you were able to offer 100% retained, which for a competitor, yeah, right. Especially with some GMs, if you ask for $1 million in cash, they want to. Yes, prospect humping is a thing in online leagues. That is 100% accurate. Yeah, my prospects are the best in the world, and your prospects are overrated, so you should trade them to me for nothing. That is a common theme in online leagues. But retention, I was always willing to give a little bit more if someone would retain, just because it would give me more flexibility if I needed it. Another win. Another win. Whoa. You're Pirates, baby. Ah. We won 9 in a row. Look at that. Bay's going to go to AAA. Baker's on a rehab assignment. Look at this, guys. 20 and 20. We're actually hitting. We're really not, but I don't know how we're winning as many games as we are. We're 4th in runs scored. We're 8th in batting average, 3rd in on base percentage, 2nd in OPS, which is weird. Penrith Panthers. Yeah, it might be. It might be. I did. I took the A's to a World Series, and I won the World Series with the A's in the first year of SSB. I absolutely did. Yep. How's Skenes doing? 2 starts. Fine. Sawinski's not a leadoff hitter, but giving us almost a 770 OPS is fine. I like the fact that he's making the minimum this year. I don't like the fact that his ARB number, I thought it said potential. Let's look at this. I thought it said that his ARB, I thought it said he was going to have an ARB number of like 10 million or something. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't, if he's a minimum player next year, that's seems like decent value. Why aren't people coming to games? We're winning. We're 20 and 20. Want to make any changes? If you're in here and you haven't ever watched me play before, I don't typically dive too deeply into a lot of your other stats. I'll look at strikeout percentage, walk percentage, things like that. But I tend to look at your BABIPs and your WARs and kind of your basic stats. So if you're expecting a deep dive into stats, I don't really do that here. I think generally you can find what you need just looking at batting stats 1 rather than filtering it. But I know there are people out there who like to filter it. Pirates with 20 and 20, they'd sell out every game. Pittsburgh's got good fans. I've been to that ballpark once. I went out to Pittsburgh for the Frozen Four a dozen years ago or something, and it always is like the first weekend of April or last weekend March, first weekend of April. So we always tried to catch a baseball game wherever we were. So Neil Cruz, why is he not stealing bases? Because I'm an idiot and I didn't change any of my strategies. I don't know why I'm changing it. What we're doing right now is working, but we're going to go ahead and switch to sabermetric. Make sure Cruz is set here. I want him trying to steal bases. Reynolds 3 for 4. Hayes, that's fine. All right, so Brian Reynolds hitting the ball really well. Probably unsustainable with a 425 BABIP, but we'll ride it as long as we can. I'm hoping maybe Tellez with that 903 OPS, if he can maintain that, can bring us a prospect perhaps that's higher than. Nope. We can get Alberto Rodriguez, a 23-year-old in the Northwest League, but not interested in that at the moment. Just going to keep right on trucking here. Lose Luis Ortiz for 6 months. That's not great. Do we want to call up, who was that pitcher in AAA? Ashcraft. How's he doing? He's 24. He's been below average in AAA. Well, we just maybe go back to Holderman, and then Contreras has pitched okay as a reliever. I think we leave him there for now. And Marcos Gonzalez. Give Gonzalez a shot at that number 5 starting role, I guess. Holderman is a long reliever. Move Contreras. I don't want to change Contreras. What he's doing is working, so we'll leave him in that role. We won 1-0 here. Mitch Keller, 6 shutout innings. All right. All right, let's go. Personal message. Michael Taylor's unhappy. He wants to be part of the starting lineup. Well, tough. I don't want you to be part of the starting lineup. I mean, if we're 500 this year, I mean, obviously we have 120 games to go, so a lot can happen between now and then. But if we're 500, you got to be happy with that, right? Got to be happy with that. Skenes 2-0, sub-4 ERA so far. Jared Jones hasn't pitched badly. Why? What does his hook look like? They're quick on his hook. Let's leave the kid out there. Let's let him figure it out. Of course, it's probably going to end up getting my players injured, but, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. That's a future Aaron problem. That's not a current Aaron problem. 24 and 24. Yasmani Grandal is not happy. Michael Taylor's not happy. Kutch loves playing in Pittsburgh. This is where he wants to be. I don't want to give him $7 million, though. I mean, I would happily trade Yasmani Grandal, but nobody wants Yasmani Grandal, right? I mean, I would be more than happy to send you to another team. Seattle's willing to give us Taylor Trammell. He was on my A's team that won SSB in year 1. Yeah. I mean, no. What about... Maybe they need a first baseman, too. Maybe they'll take both players. We can get something better. Nope. We can get equally bad players in return. Excellent. Sam Haggerty's not bad. He's got some flexibility. You remember Taylor Trammell's Mets days where you're paying him $30 million a year? I won the World Series in the first season, and then in the second season, I was struggling come the All-Star break. Really? He's changed our focus from rebuilding to neutral. I was struggling around the All-Star break, and then I traded Matt Olson to the Blue Jays for like 7 prospects. Remember the Blue Jays owner? The Blue Jays owner who that couldn't help but tinker. Like, he couldn't help but just constantly make trades. Get a high home run rate guy. Like, a guy who hits home runs at a high home run rate. We're 4 games over 500. We're 6.5 games out of first, and we're a game out of the wild card. With 4 games left to go in May. We might be... meta days. I'm looking at this on my phone. Thought it said Mets days. So we are... playing well. Our bullpen's getting the job done. Our starters aren't great outside of Skenes, who's been as advertised. Gonzalez has been one. I mean, if he can get into the 8th inning, if he gives up 5 runs and 7 1/3, I'll take it. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I just didn't know whether you were talking home run rate, like somebody who hit a lot of home runs, or a pitcher. Terrible defensively. I can't imagine that this is going to maintain because we're middle of the pack offensively. We're bad pitching and we're bad defensively. Goldschmidt's on the block. 3 home runs for Goldie in 60 games or whatever. Jose Quintana, Max Scherzer, Alex Cobb, Carlos Estevez. I'm not ready to add yet, but I mean, there are some addable players here. All right, let's get to the end of the month. Brubaker is on a rehab assignment. Can I just? I gotta put him on the roster, don't I? I gotta do this thing, which is dumb, but now where did that third baseman trio go? Hold on, got a baby typing. How is the baby? It's past the baby's bedtime. You told me the baby's bedtime was 8:30. All right, 29, 25. Let's get to June. Cold. The next time I'm going to do a live stream, I need to come into my office and turn my heat on like in the morning. We're 31 and 26 on June 1st. Skenes movement rating dropped. Why would it do that? Don't do that. That was a good first month for Paul Skenes. You will certainly take that. Jared Jones dropped a little. He's still looking for his first win. He's not going deep into games at all. I'm not crazy about that, but Chapman dropped. Davis, his eye dropped a little. He's been league average with the bat. That's fine. Ashcraft got worse. Did anybody actually get better? We don't really care about anyone other than Skenes. We just want him to be. So Bednar won the best pitcher. 14 innings, 6 strikeouts, 8 hits. And then Skenes was the rookie of the month. Nice thing about offline is when a guy is on the block, they want to trade him. None of that. I have a pitcher on the block, but I'm not looking to trade him. Yeah. Or I'm not looking to trade him unless you give me your 4 best prospects, or I get 5 offers and none of them are exactly what I want, so I'm gonna say I'm no longer trading him. Baby is sick. Oh, that's no good. Sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that. I want to change this to league and organization. All right, so we're 31 and 26 at the end of May. I think we need to be looking at, if we're going to add, it's going to be offensively. I think given how our pitching staff has been, that's the move, but where? Like, Neil Cruz has been terrible. Hayes has been fine. League average fine. Tellez has been better than average. Reynolds has been good. Oliveras has been good. What's his ARB number? 4.8. Not a power guy. Most of his numbers are rolled up in that batting average, but I've been getting more. I put this guy on the block, and then you reach out, then say they aren't. Yeah. That's the life of online leagues. You take the good with the bad, right? Sawinski. That BABIP is super low, just 240. Gotta think maybe that turns around a bit in the second half. Kutch has been bad. Gonzalez has been terrible, but I don't really have another option. Figueroa. He's better defensively than Gonzalez. Yeah, let's do this. Gonzalez down. Figueroa up. Put Figueroa in the lineup at second. I don't like Nick Gonzalez. I don't know why. I just don't like his face. I think we're going to trade him. Maybe somebody wants him. Maybe there's some value in a Nick Gonzalez out there because he hasn't quite maxed out his development yet. I don't know. No, there's no value whatsoever. In fact, this is the kind of player that I might be willing to trade for him. Ground ball pitcher, 98 to 100, 75 fastball. Hold off. Well, maybe let's. Both teams have no money. I mean, come on, right? I'm wasting your time. Neither team has money. Denzel Clark. Give me a true outfielder, like a true center fielder. Immediately improves the outfield defense. They got a couple of stud relievers, though, don't they? Well, they got Mason Miller as a starter, and then the other one is Boyle. I don't mind this. Happy to trade some of the names off this list. Like Burrows is an oft injured average pitcher. Can we Clark let him develop in AAA? Next season we'll have no Taylor, no McCutchen, and maybe we go Reynolds, Sawinski, and Denzel Clark in our outfield. What about infield? Gonna need a second baseman. Oh, they like Muncy. Ernais. Accept that, they should fire their GM. Well, I'm sure a lot of people think that about Oakland. I mean, I'm content with this trade like this. I'm just seeing if I can get them to throw anything in. Joey Estes. This is his name. Which Let's Play was it where I had Joey Estes and he pitched and he ended up being really good? It may have been my Oakland series that I did in 22, 23, something like that. I don't remember. Give me Joey Estes. No, you don't. Okay. Boyle's only a 45. Oh, I can get Boyle. Yeah, I mean, I think this is 100% yes. Nick Gonzalez and Mike Burrows for Denzel Clark and Joe Boyle. This feels like a good trade. Burrows is not a starter. He's got 45 stuff, 45 stamina. Gonzalez is all right. And in return, we'll get Denzel Clark. Again, a bit of a flawed outfielder, if you will, but very good defensively. He's got good speed. And then Joe Boyle, who's got the elite stuff, good movement, control's a little off, but as a ground ball pitcher with an 80 fastball, 80 curveball, he's pitching well this season. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. All right. So let's see. Where did it stick Denzel? It's done a better job of putting them like in the leagues that it thinks like they belong in. First thing I have to do is who's going to AAA to make room. It'll be Holderman and his 7 ERA. Call up Boyle. Where is he? Phil Clark. As I say that, they have him in rookie ball. All right, so I think we'll. Where is he playing right now? He's playing in Double A. Let's let him start in Double A. Well, that's a pretty good first trade, I think. That is a pretty good first trade, I think. Boyle and Denzel Clark. A couple of players that I didn't see a future with. Let's keep going. 32 and 27. We got the Dodgers coming up now. Yeah, loss. Oh, we did win a game against the Dodgers. Still hanging. 5 games over 500, only 4.5 games out of first. We are in that third wild card spot, which is just nuts. How's Boyle done in his first week? 4 games, 7 Ks. You'll take that. Peguero, just 206, but does have a couple of home runs. Yeah, I think we get through the draft tonight. Maybe we get through the end of July. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can just go until I don't need to go anymore. All right, Marco Gonzalez. Love the draft. Yes, I love the draft too. I thought about doing a instead of doing a let's play like this. I thought about doing another draft to glory, but meh. See what we can do with Pittsburgh. Your work from home tomorrow. Tomorrow, what do I have going on tomorrow? Nothing. My wife is going to be out of the house early. I have been reaching out to. So in addition to my stuff with the dogs, I also do a lot of youth sports. Yeah, I know you like the draft of glories. So I've got my Chicago State stuff. I've got 5 or 6 games left this season before we're done. I think I've got 2 more men's games and 2 more women's games to do before I'm done with Chicago State for the year. And then, so I've been reaching out to all of the local like high schools and stuff in the area because their spring season start soon. And my hockey stuff is also going to be done in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So trying to fill my time. The nice thing about unemployment, and I didn't realize this until I was on the phone with them last week, is that I don't have to claim anything that is considered freelance work. I don't have to claim any 1099 work. I only have to claim W-2 stuff. I don't have any like half my income this past year was 1099. It's freelance stuff, and I don't have to claim any of that on unemployment. So I just got to keep adding to the broadcasting gigs, and that will be, and as long as I continue, because obviously they'll take me off unemployment if I stop looking for work, but I don't have to worry about losing it because I'm making too much money doing freelance stuff, which is pretty cool. Top 100 prospects. Skenes is now number 1. He won't be there very long, though, because he's not going to be a prospect much longer. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Yeah, so like I said earlier, I've 49 years old, and I've had a job with benefits since I was 18. So I've never in my life not had health insurance. So it's a little bit weird, um, but I'll deal with it. All right, batter of the week in the National League was Alonso. Pitcher of the month, the rookie of the month in the AL was Langford. Jared Jones. So we have back-to-back rookie of the months in for Pittsburgh in May and June, and yeah, bit of a slump here as July gets started. I think we're still in the playoff race. Yeah, we're 2.5 back. I mean, I still don't think I'm gonna be. How's Boyle doing? Yeah, fine. I still don't think I'm gonna be necessarily buyers here at the All Star or in July. I don't think we're quite there yet. Um, so I still would rather trade someone like Rowdy Tellez and get value for him in return. Same thing with someone like Olivares. Given that Olivares, they're both of these guys are hitting fairly well this year. Underperforming Andrew Vaughn from the White Sox. No, thank you. Gill has pitched pretty well for the Yankees. Extreme fly ball. I can't. Lamonte Wade. Durant. Tavares. What if we do this? Get rid of all those relievers and just look at hitters. Nope. Doesn't look like we're gonna get much for these guys on the last year of their contract, which is fine. I mean, didn't really expect to. I guess. I mean, Durant's not terrible. I mean, if he can give you these numbers every year, it's not bad. See if we can get a scouting report on him. Victor Robles, just a glove. Yeah. All right, well, let's keep going. We got the draft coming up soon. We'll do that, and we'll see about making some deals, perhaps. Yeah, my hands are ice cold. Should have brought my fingerless gloves up here with me. 46 and 43. Let's get to the draft. I mean, 4-game losing streak going into the draft. I was about to say it would have been nice going into the draft at 500, but we've slipped here a bit. 9 games out of first, 5.5 out of a wild card. Yeah, I think our fate is sealed, so to speak, with the way things are going this year. But hey, no complaints. No complaints. Oh, good. Cabrian Hayes has got a pending diagnosis injury, his shoulder. Good thing we have an identical replacement. Oh, and Cruz is. Oh, they're both down. Oh, that's good. It's just wonderful. So many emails. None of them are for us. Anything? Anthony Santander signed a contract extension, $20 million a year. draft. All right, let's get into it. So, Zana went first in real life. What does the mock draft have us doing? Dunstan Marston. Yeah, I mean, high school pitcher, which I don't love doing, but that's Bazana going to the Cubs at 14. I mean, if he's available at 11, I would be hard pressed to pass on him. But all right, let's go. We'll just do one at a time until it's our pick. Cleveland takes Bryce Rayner. Okay, it's a lot of money, but that's fine. Cincinnati takes Charlie Condon. That's a pretty good bat. Good power. Colorado. Tommy Tanks. That's a great nickname. But a first baseman. I never would have taken a first baseman as the third overall pick, but that's okay. Oakland. There goes Bazana to Oakland. Okay. A lot of money for him, but that's something we should look at. What is our... we'll get there. The White Sox. Weatherholt. Kansas City. Carson Benj. St. Louis. Braden Montgomery. He went to the Red Sox and then was traded in the Shea deal. Where are we? Los Angeles, we next? No, we're only on 8. All right. LA. Caglianone. Two-way guy out of Florida? Is that where he's from? Right? Florida? Yeah. All right, it's our pick. They think we should take T.P. Wentworth, 18-year-old high school outfielder. Oh, what is our draft budget? We got plenty of money for the draft. All right, so that's not a problem. All right, big first pick here. Big first pick. They want us to take an 18-year-old who's not really an outfielder. Yeah, I mean, he is decidedly below average pretty much everywhere he could play defense. Potentially a bit of a two-way guy, but primarily a bat. Like Wentworth from the screenshot. He's underdeveloped too. Yeah, he is. For an 18-year-old to have all these ratings in the 30s. He's got the high work ethic, which is nice. But let's see what else. Stovall. Listed as a first baseman. 21 years old, a little bit further along. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Again, I don't really like taking first baseman early. Where's outfield ratings? Not very good. Yuck. Wentworth is, I would say, pretty clearly the best bat left. High adaptability on Wentworth. Leader, loyalty, work ethic, intelligence. Stovall, leader, adaptability, and work ethic. Stovall is probably the higher floor guy. Wentworth probably the higher ceiling guy. We got our choice of pitchers. We can take Hagen Smith. Sidearm guy, which I'm not thrilled about, but I mean, 70 potential stuff. Already has 4 overly developed or 4 above average pitches. I'm leaning Smith, honestly. Good stamina. so hard to pass up some of these high school pitchers. I know you hate sidearmers. Avidia, Grand Canyon University, high work ethic. Dome's not bad. I don't love the low work ethic. If I was sitting at home doing this and nobody else was watching, I'm probably taking Hagen Smith, honestly. I know you don't like the sidearm, but I think the other peripherals are. I mean, if he ends up as a 70, 55, 45 with, 4+ pitches, I don't think the sidearm hurts him as much. Krenzel. Low work ethic. I wouldn't take him over any of these high schoolers. Leary. Always flip Smith. I kind of just want to take Hayden Smith, honestly, unless there's a very, very good reason not to. I mean, yeah, the side armor's not great, but like the ratings aren't that far off. I mean, his ratings right now against righties aren't that far removed from his ratings against lefties. I think I'm going to take Hagen Smith just because he's 20. I think that's the play. We'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But I think Smith is the play. All right, let's just go to our next pick. There you go. That's a good call. All right, so we're into the second round, and all of those pitchers are still there. I don't know if we just go heavy into pitchers here. Aaron Bede is a long ways away, but looks like a decent catcher. Leads a ways away. Good bat for a catcher. Actually, an outfielder with those ratings. I don't really like this draft from an offensive hitter perspective. Oh, here are two names that we know well from previous seasons of Out of the Park Baseball. Mike Mullinax and Andre Madugno. I think we're going back to pitchers. Nolan Traeger, he's impossible. It's too bad. You've always found catchers' bats fall off for no reason. Yeah, I mean, you know how I do the drafts. Eventually, I'll look at fielding fielding ratings, and then I'll just draft like the two best defensive catchers that are available and hope that their bats go the other way, rather than drafting one early and hoping that they don't fall off. I think we go back to pitchers. I think this is a pitcher-heavy draft, and we lean into this. Got a video with the 85 stamina. 3 pretty underdeveloped pitches, high work ethic. Is this the round where I take a shot at the, I don't know, Nate Dome I kind of like as well. My voice quiet? Oh, I have my head turned. Sorry. Let me move the mic closer to my face. Remember, I haven't done this in a year and a half or something. All right, that should be better. Yeah. I kind of like Nate Dome. Another college pitcher. 60 stuff potential. He's got 4 decent pitches. The low work ethic scares me a little bit, but the high adaptability. I mean, he looks like he could be pretty good. And then if any of these high school pitchers are there with the next pick, I think we can then take a shot on somebody maybe with some higher upside that may or may not be there in that may or may not develop going forward. Yeah, I mean, they're all still there, so perfect. All right. I think Marston is the guy. This is the one it said that we were going to take in the mock draft. It said we were going to take. It said we were going to take Duncan Marston. I think we take him here. 94 to 96 already. He's 19 years old, high leader, high adaptability. I mean, he's got a ways to go, but I mean, Avidi is still there too. But I think this is the pick where we take the high ceiling guy. Avidi is still there. What is going on? Okay. This is crazy. Look at all of these pictures. I mean, half of them won't turn into anything, I'm sure, but I think we go Avidia. We just go pitcher, 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 pitcher out of the chute. And now I guess let's go back to batters. I mean, I wasn't really impressed with anything that was here. Logan Dunn, high work ethic, 18 years old. I mean, I think we take him just because he's the best bat available, it looks like. Passable left fielder. Stroh-Snyder. 65 power, 60 gap. Dunn. Actually, Stroh-Snyder's a bit of a better hitter, it looks like. Yeah, we'll take Stroh-Snyder, I guess. All right, next pick. Dunn is still there, so we can take him too. Nunnally is still there, though. Maybe we take Nunnally here. He was an outfielder, right? Yeah, 60. Yeah, I think we'll take Nunnally. They're probably going to recommend a pitcher. Yeah, Zach Swanson. The fact that some of these pitchers are still here, I mean, tells me that 80% of them are not going to turn into anything. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to pass up ratings that look like this at this point in the draft, doesn't it? Low work ethic, but 70 potential stuff, sure. I mean, why not? Scheifele Bane, Scheifele something. Braden Booth is a two-way guy, right? He's got some, yeah. Booth is a legit two-way guy. In fact, in my offline save that I started a couple of weeks ago with the Red Sox, I had him, and he was first baseman and a relief pitcher for me. We'll take Braden Booth. There are a lot of good players in this draft. I'm going to go check if my heat's on. I'll be right back. I'm starting to get cold. Yep, the heat is on. My office is just cold. Got a blanket on me and everything. All right. Grab a pillow here. Feet up. All right. Continuing with the draft. Trey Gregory Alford. High work ethic. Sure. I got to stop drafting pitchers. It's just hard. So many that look like they're going to be good. Let's go to fielding ratings. Brian Arendt. Meh. Not many catchers left. This is definitely not a draft for the offensive side of things. Sean Barnett's 21. Ratings are pretty low. He's got the high work ethic. And I definitely need to draft some bats here at some point. What was it a couple of years ago? Was it the Angels? They drafted nothing but pitchers in the draft. Is that right? I want to say it was the Angels in 2020? They drafted nothing but pitchers. Braswell. Meh. Yeah, none of these guys are good at playing the game of baseball, it appears. I think Newton's probably the best bet just from a glove perspective. 21. Oh, what does that say? Fat Flash, 21. Yeah, I couldn't remember what year it was, but nothing but pitchers. I got to come up with a better way to read chat. I can barely see it. Shit, I'm blind. The joys of getting old, let me tell you. Batting potential. What do we got? Nolan Traeger's still on there. He's still impossible. We've got like $20 million or something like that. I don't want to. Do I stream often? This is actually my very first Twitch stream. I streamed on YouTube for, I don't know, a couple years. I took a bit of a break over the last year or so. During baseball season, I'm a broadcaster for an independent league team here in Chicago. So my summers are pretty booked. But I'm hoping to get back into it a little bit more here. I enjoy it. You know, this is sort of how I play the game. I don't. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot. I enjoy my time doing it. It's a lot of long bus rides, but it's a lot of fun. So, I'll take tie head. Yeah, so I hope to. My goal, and I said this earlier, but my goal is Hafercamp's still available, so I'll just take him. Is if I can do. My goal is to do one stream a week at a minimum, and then two like pre-recorded, whatever you want to call them, videos. I met a former my the pitching coach for our so the team that I call games for they're called the Chicago Dogs. They play in the American Association, and up until the 2023 season, their manager was Butch Hobson, who played for the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Angels, back in the back in the 70s and early 80s. And then he was the Red Sox manager in the early 90s. And then he was the Dogs manager from their first season in 2018 until the end of the 2022 season. And then our pitching coach is a former big leaguer as well. His name's Stu Clyburn, pitched for the Angels back in the 80s. Aiden Harris looks like a decent power bat at third. Sure, that's not my pick. Stu told me yeah, I see that. How do I get rid of I don't know how to ban people, so I'm not even going to worry about it for right now. But Stu told me a story Yeah, Flash. There's a lot to the game. I literally have bought every single out of the version of Out of the Park baseball since 2007. So I've been playing this game a long time. Um, so fortunately, most of what I see here is muscle memory at this point. But Stu told me a story. This click his name in chat. There should be a circle with a line through it. Ah, look at that. Cool. Thank you. Um, Stu told me a story this past year. He went to college at Delta State, which is down south. I think it's in Mississippi somewhere. And back when he was playing, so he was in college at Delta State in the 60s. And he got to meet Ted Williams. And so he was telling me, about his time meeting, and that's the one thing I love about the job more than anything else is to sit down and talk to our pitching coach about. He would tell me about how who his favorite batters to face were, who his least favorite batters to face were, how he would pitch pitchers like. How he would hit to hitters like Canseco and McGuire versus how he would pitch to hitters like Brett and Boggs and stuff, and it's just incredibly interesting stuff. Yeah, he met Williams a couple of times, which is pretty cool. It is. I love it, and it's what we refer to as a bus league. So we are on the bus. We're based out of Chicago, but there are teams in Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota. There's a team up in Winnipeg, Canada. So it's a lot of bus rides, and I get to sit across from him on the bus, and he just tells me stories, and I absolutely love it. So I'm very lucky to have that as a sort of a side gig, if you will. It's really my only gig now, but I'm very lucky to have that. This guy just because I like his name and I like the high work ethic. Yeah. So when we're talking about drafts here, Flash, and one of the things that I look for, drafting high school pitchers is a crapshoot, just like it is in real life. So there are certain things that I look for just to sort of, give them the best potential, I guess, opportunity out of the chute. The first is their work ethic and their adaptability and their intelligence. If he's got high work ethic, high adaptability, high intelligence, it's at least going to give him a leg up and a better chance to hit whatever their peak ratings are. I actually have a filter set up that's got just work ethic and intelligence. So like I'll look at pitch ratings for these pitchers, and I'll find somebody who has 2 or 3 really good pitches. Like Ian Cook, for example, he's got a good slider, good changeup, good fastball, and he's got high work ethic. His ratings look fine. So you take a shot on somebody like that, and then you might end up getting just a random talent bump where, all of a sudden their ratings skyrocket. Sort of how I've always done drafting, and it seems to work okay for the most part. The majority of Christian Little. I'll take him. He's somebody who has developed in other playthroughs. High school pitchers just, I would say 60-70% of them don't ever work out, but you can get lucky every now and again. Son Evans, high adaptability, high intelligence, low work ethic. He's an impossible sign. So Rockies legend. Yeah, that's right. Christian Little was in my Rockies save. That's right. He was a stud starter for us. Yeah, Flash. I've been doing out of the park stuff for. I think I started in 2020, like everybody else did, right? With COVID, looking for some way to fill the time. And I think I started in 2020, and I've been doing it ever since. Well, maybe not ever since. Like I said, I've taken like the last 9 or 10 months off, but it's fun. So I've done a lot of playthroughs. I think last year we did San Francisco. It's all on my YouTube page. If you want to look at other stuff, let me here. Hang on. That's my YouTube page, and it's got, everything on it. So it's mostly out of the park baseball, but there's a bunch of other sports on there as well. And so if you want to watch some of the other stuff I've done to learn more about the game, that's a place you can do it for sure. Oh, we're on pick number 19. I didn't realize how far into this draft we were already. And we're gonna keep taking pictures, man. We are just gonna keep taking pictures and hope that some of them work out. Houston Tomlinson. Yeah, see, Tomlinson's somebody I like. He's 18 years old. He's got a long way to go, of course, but he's got 3 potentially good pitches, good stuff, decent movement. The control's fine. High loyalty, work ethic, and intelligence. Low adaptability, but for the last pick in the draft. Look at Dylan King real quick. Yeah, we'll stick with the 18-year-old. Draft is done. I think I was going to do every pick. But... All right, now we got to sign them. And yeah, we went pretty overboard with some of our picks, but that's okay. Hagen Smith. Bonus demand is 7. Extremely hard to sign. It's fine. We'll just meet his demand because he's extremely hard. You are very welcome. Yeah, there are a lot of YouTube channels that I like. Oh, what's his name? Hang on. There are a couple on here that I would recommend. I think I'm going through all of my. Like I said, it's been a while since I've looked at out of the park, or that I've really watched any sort of baseball out of the videos on YouTube. Okay, hang on. Yeah, Old School Sports. That's where I was going. Thank you. You got it. Old School Sports is probably my favorite to just sit and binge. I like PF Holden a lot. Sergeant Mushroom, I could take or leave. But Old School Sports and PF Holden, I like an awful lot. Old School Sports is very similar to me, I think, which is why I enjoy his as much as I do. PF Holden is more of, he'll dive a little bit deeper into stuff than I tend to do. And then, yeah, Sergeant Mushroom, I could take or leave. But the other two I really like. Negotiation shouldn't be too complicated. Let's offer him 3-2. Need to save every penny we can get. Marston wants 3-2, so we will offer that. Vita, let's offer him the 970. Foolish Baseball, yeah. He was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he does a lot of like shorter videos. Like his videos are like 10-12 minutes long, but entertaining nonetheless. No, not Foolish Baseball. I'm thinking of my brain is not working right now. Baseball Dreamland. I'm sorry. No, Random Task. No, not Foolish Baseball. Baseball Dreamland is another one that I like. He was in here earlier tonight. Shorter, like I said, shorter type videos, but I like his as well. But yeah, Foolish Baseball is good too. Lot of good out of the park baseball stuff out there. I don't watch most of it on Twitch anymore because most of what I see on Twitch these days is I'm going to offer to these guys. Most of what I see on Twitch these days is perfect team stuff, and I'm just not like, that's not my thing. I've been watching a lot of NFL draft content. You're not tired of the NFL? I need a break from the NFL after the Super Bowl, personally. So we're through the draft, and we're going to be without Cruz and Hayes here at some point, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off and see what we see. Still both diagnosis pending. Hayes is out for 4 to 5 months. Oof. That is a brutal stretch there. We lose Cruz and Hayes for multiple weeks. Yeah, I enjoyed the Super Bowl. It was a fun game. What the hell do? We lost our third baseman and our shortstop. Alcantara, I guess. And you can play the infield, I guess. Ugh, this is painful. Okay, so Triolo goes in as our third baseman. How's our shortstop? Alcantara? Ugh. I think this is where the wheels kind of come off for us a little bit, but that's fine. Triolo, Alcantara. See how this goes, I guess. We win. Taylor goes 5 for 5. It's a good game. Yeah, and he's been going for a long time. Like his A's series is 150, 160 episodes in or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous. All right. Let's just sim. So we're at 500 at the All-Star break. Who would have thought that? What do we have for All-Stars? Skenes made it. Bednar made it. Reynolds made it. So we had 3 All-Stars. I'm starting to crash here. So we're going to... So Vita, he agreed. Dome agreed. Getting here. And Hagen Smith agreed as well. That's nice. We're going to just go ahead and disable AI promotion on all these guys. Even though I don't expect most of them to work out, we're still gonna disable AI promotion for them. All right. So I think, guys, I'm gonna call it here. I got really tired all of a sudden, but I think it's a good place to stop. We are at the All-Star break. So the next episode, I'll do the trade deadline. When I do my live episode, my pre-recorded episode, I'll do the trade deadline and probably go through the end of the year. But we are 48 and 48 at the All-Star break, which, hey, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Skenes doing his thing. Jones doing his thing. Offensively, we're somehow middle of the pack. But we're without Hayes and Cruz for an extended period of time. That's probably going to hurt us, but we will see how it goes. So 2.5 hour stream, my first day back, I will take. I would say I got to figure out how to get this VOD up onto YouTube, and then probably over the next couple of days, maybe Wednesday, Thursday morning, I can record the next video. So that's going to do it, guys. Appreciate you joining me. Everybody have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.